Hey, what's up? PizzaLovingNerd here. So you might have heard of this on Twitter, but I haven't talked about this on YouTube yet. But my younger brother has leukemia, which is a type of cancer, and he's gonna be in the hospital off and on for quite a while. He's pretty bored sitting in a hospital bed, so we wanted to get him a decent gaming laptop, and we decided to go with a System76 computer because I could get a video out of the computer on this channel, and we went with the Gazelle because it was the cheapest laptop they had with a dedicated GPU. And so, this is going to be my unboxing plus review because I have been using and playing around with the laptop for about a week. So let's get right to it. To start with the unboxing, we have a massive juggernaut of a box. And then you just lift the box open, and then you can pull the cardboard with the laptop on it out. And then in the back of the box, you have your cords and your wires. Then there's a little plastic sheet that the laptop is under, and you just slide the laptop out from under it. And then under the laptop, there is a little envelope with a cardboard robot, a thank you card, and some stickers. The laptop itself is fully made of metal, and it's a very thick and chunky boy. I love the amount of ports on this laptop. There's a port for pretty much everything you'd want to do with it. It's not like a Mac where it's just one USB-C or maybe two if you're lucky. I'm not going to bore you by reading out every specific singular port it has, but I'll have them on screen. And the keyboard and trackpad on it is great. I was using the keyboard to write this script for this video, and it's definitely one of the best laptop keyboards I've ever used. Not only did System76 manage to fit a full number pad on it, which I've never seen on a laptop before, but it doesn't feel cramped at all, even with that number pad. And the keys feel good to type on. The only two gripes I have is there is no indicator for caps lock and num lock. However, I can just figure out if it's turned on just by hitting a key. But the other thing will take some getting used to because the right shift button is a little bit smaller than normal, and that was throwing off my muscle memory, but I think I would get used to it eventually. The screen on it is pretty decent. The viewing angles and colors are very good, and it's a high refresh rate, 120Hz screen, and GNOME settings even lets me put it at 144Hz. I'm not sure if it's supposed to do that, but it can. And my only gripe with the screen is it doesn't go very bright. So it would be nice to have a little bit of a brighter screen, but other than that, the screen is perfect. I wouldn't change anything about it. The battery life is okay. Pop! OS does have NVIDIA Optimus, where it basically uses integrated graphics until you launch something that actually needs your GPU, like a game, and then it only turns the GPU on when you need it in order to save battery, which really helps because having a GPU always running is actually a huge battery killer. Another thing I would recommend doing is, if you aren't doing any gaming, turn the display down to 60Hz because 120Hz does make a huge difference on the battery in a bad way, and so turning it down in GNOME settings to 60Hz is a good idea in order to conserve battery life, although personally, I'm always near an outlet at all times, so battery isn't an issue to me, so I'm just going to keep it on 120Hz. It would be cool to maybe have an auto refresh rate switching feature in Pop! OS similar to what Android phones have on most high refresh rate Android displays, where it runs at 60Hz, and then when you need the 90 or 120Hz, it will switch to that when you launch something that could be useful with it, like a game. So that could be a good power enhancing feature if you're listening to System76. That's my suggestion. This laptop also has a replaceable battery, which is nice because when the battery inevitably poops out, just, swap the battery out without needing to open the laptop or not being able to swap it at all. In this Gazelle, I have a NVIDIA 1650 GPU and a 10th gen Intel i7 with Intel ME disabled. This is a very powerful setup, although a lot of Linux enthusiasts are not massive NVIDIA fans because of the reliance on proprietary drivers, but personally, I don't mind having NVIDIA proprietary drivers. This laptop can run games pretty dang well. I played Doom 2016 on it, mainly because I don't own Doom Eternal, and I was able to run it at a consistent 80 to 90 FPS on ultra settings. And I can get even better performance if I turn those settings down. I also tried out Black Mesa, which is a Half-Life 1 HD remaster. It's a beautiful game. I highly recommend it if you haven't checked it out. And I got a consistent 150 FPS in indoor areas, and then at Zen, which looks very beautiful. I was getting anywhere from 70 to 100 FPS, and this is on max settings. My favorite feature about gaming on this is, once the fans warmed up, this laptop did not feel warm like the bottom of it at all. It cooled itself very well. I don't know how hot the temperatures were internally because I didn't test that, but just on the outside of the laptop, I could feel basically no heat from the bottom of the laptop. Although if the sides where the heat comes out from the fans, I could feel it, but it's nice when you have the laptop actually on your lap and it doesn't burn you because you decided to open up a game. So this is a great option for those who want to play your games on Linux. Speaking of Linux, if you haven't picked this up by now, this laptop doesn't run Windows. It's pre-installed with your choice of either Ubuntu or Pop! OS, although I would personally recommend you to get Pop! OS on this because System76 actually maintains Pop! OS. Pop! OS has always been one of my favorite distros, but Pop! OS on their own hardware just flies beautifully. It's like running Mac OS on a Mac. It just feels like it was made to just work like great. I'm actually going to do a full video on Pop! OS on this laptop soon because Pop! OS is really one of the greatest Linux distros out there, and it just flies on this laptop. And also, just getting a laptop like this is just a good way to fund Pop! OS as a whole. So, should you get this laptop? Well, if you're looking to get a good Linux laptop that can perform well for games or video editing or 3D modeling, this is a very good option. There are definitely some thinner and lighter options out there, like Purism laptops, or even other options for System76 like the Penguin or Lemur, but if you don't care about how chunky your laptop is and just care about function over form, this is a great option and I would highly recommend it. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. Thanks to my patrons, Marius Scriptsguard, Pete Nostre, Jim Peter, Sam Covett, and Mitchell Vantino for contributing $5 or more every month. Anyways, I'll see you later.